One of the things I love about this hotel is the management of this hotel and the way they're in tune to customer service. Let me just tell you a couple of things. When I checked in out in the driveway, the valet parking person asked me the name, of course, for the valet ticket. I said Harrison. So then I walk in and I walk by the bell stand. When I walked by the bell stand, the bellman said, "Good afternoon, Mr. Harrison." When I walk up to the counter, the person greeted me and said, "We're so glad to have you here, Mr. Harrison." I inquired and found out they put a walkie-talkie system in, and the valet person walkie-talkies ahead, says what I look like so the people can call me by name. Because they recognize that name is important. I had a couple problems in my suite. Problems that you shouldn't have, but problems are going to occur. How do you handle the problems? And so, I called down and I said, the air conditioner in one of the rooms, it won't get below 74 degrees, and there seems to be a leak over here. And so they came up and they worked on the problem. The next morning, I received a phone call from John Lang, the general manager of this hotel. Now imagine all the responsibility that the general manager of this hotel has. He said, "I understand you had a maintenance problem yesterday. I want to know, was it taken care of to your satisfaction?" And I said, "Well, one was, but the other wasn't." He said, "I'm sorry, I'll have it taken care of right away." 5 minutes later, not a maintenance man rings my doorbell. The front desk manager and the supervisor of maintenance walks in. And we said, "We see you have a problem. We want to take care of it." An hour later, somebody comes and rings my doorbell, and they're bringing me a cheese and cracker tray with an apology note from the general manager for me having a problem. See, they're geared into taking care of their people. And does that stand out? Yes. Does it make you want to do business with that kind of a customer? Yes. And so what are you doing to follow up and to take care of your customers? I was in the Miami area, and whenever I stay in the Miami area, if at all possible, I stay at a hotel in Fort Lauderdale, which has become one of my favorite hotels in all of America. It's called the Harbor Beach Marriott. And I love the Harbor Beach Marriott for several reasons. Number one, it's just recently gone through a $30 million upgrade, and they have all these floating mattresses and, great TVs. It's right on the beach. And having been raised in Newport Beach, California, there's something about hearing waves and smelling salt water that just rejuvenates me. It has a gigantic swimming pool with a waterfall on it, and we're located right by the Intercoastal Waterway where the cruise ships come in and out, and Fort Lauderdale is the second busiest cruise ship port in the world. And I just love it. Not only that, because it is a Marriott, and because I've spent so many nights over the years in Marriotts, they gave me a card making me a lifetime member without qualification to their top-tier frequent stay award program. And what that means is, when I check into any Marriott, I get the best empty room that's available. And at the Harbor Beach Marriott, that's ocean view with a balcony. I remember this one time I checked in. I had a bellman with me. I forgot he was even there. I just walked over and I opened up the curtains. I said, "Beach, here I am." And I was looking at a rooftop with air conditioners. So I go over and I call down to the front desk and I said, "I've got a room overlooking a rooftop and air conditioners. Do you know who I am?" And they said, "No, but if you bring us your driver's license, we can help you find out." No. I actually said, I'm a frequent, top level frequent stay person, a platinum level, and I'm supposed to get best room available. I'm looking at air conditioners. And the lady said, "I'm sorry, sir, but we have a medical conference in-house, and they deliberately paid extra and booked all the oceanfront rooms for their people. But they check out tomorrow morning. So if you want, we could move you to an oceanfront room tomorrow." Dennis, that night I didn't unpack. And you know why I didn't unpack? Because I knew I wasn't staying there. I knew I was moving to my oceanfront room. See, when you get a clear understanding that God wants you to increase, when you find yourself in those times of decrease, don't unpack. He's preparing for you a room of... It reminds me of something that happened to me a few years ago now. When I'm in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, I normally stay at one of my favorite hotels in America. It's a hotel called the Harbor Beach Marriott. in Fort Lauderdale. I love this property because, number one, it's on the beach, and being raised in Newport Beach, California, there's something about the ocean and the smell of salt water that just rejuvenates me. I like it because it's got a gigantic swimming pool with waterfalls, and it also is right by the canal where all the cruise ships come in and out, and also because it's a Marriott. And because I've stayed so many nights in Marriott hotels over a period of time, they made me a lifetime member of their elite award level. And what that means is when I check into a Marriott hotel, they give me the best room that they have. So I can pay the lowest rate and get the best room. And at the Harbor Beach Marriott, that's oceanfront with a view of the ocean. Oh, I couldn't wait that day. I checked in. I forgot I even had a bellman. I run out there and I open up the curtains. I said, I'm here! And instead of a beach, I'm looking at a rooftop with air conditioners. So I go over and I call down to the front desk and I say, do you know who I am? And they say, no, but if you bring us your driver's license, we can help you find out. No. I said, I'm an elite member and I'm supposed to be upgraded to the best room available. I'm looking at air conditioners and a rooftop. And the lady said, I'm sorry, sir, but that is our best room available. There's a medical conference taking place here and they have booked all the oceanfront rooms. But they check out tomorrow. And if you want tomorrow, we could move you to an oceanfront room. Well, that night, I didn't unpack. And why didn't I unpack? Because I knew I wasn't staying there. And see, when you recognize that God wants you to increase and you're in decrease, don't unpack. He's preparing for you a room of increase.